In tonight's Veterans Voices of the Blue Ridge, WFXR's Jermaine Farrell is sharing the story of a local Army veteran who has dedicated more than 4 decades of his life to shaping the lives of young people.
For more than 70 years, Coach Joe Gaither has called the Roanoke Valley home. His early life shaped heavily by his family's African roots, even growing up in Salem. In the 1960s, he went to the segregated all-black GW Carver High School before spending his senior year at a desegregated Andrew Lewis High School. Gaither was a basketball athlete at both schools, and he learned a lot between going to the two schools.
I went from my junior year at Carver, being class president, SGA president, a class of like 67, I believe, would have been our graduating class, to a class at Andrew Lewis at 444. So you see how the transition that you had to make, and breaking those barriers.
After graduation in 1970, Gaither was drafted into the Army during the Vietnam War.
Vietnam was hot and heavy, and I had a recruiter that told me, said, okay, look, you got a lot of administrative skills. The military is short on administrative people right now. He said, I know you just got drafted. You might have the option to either go for 2 or 3. If you go for the 2, you might not get a school. He said, with the background you have, he said, utilize this thing to advantage. He said, get an administrative school.
His military career finished in 1978 when Gaither was working at GE in the local post office. That's when he says he heard the call to coach for Roanoke's inner city athletic associations, first with football, then organizing the basketball program. In the mid-1980s, Gaither formed one of the first local AAU basketball programs. Gaither's teams have had players from all over the area, winning state and national titles. And he says one key element from his military days contributed to the success.
You got guys from all over the country, and everybody got different mindsets, but when you put that uniform on, you brothers now. Regardless of where you're from, the East Coast, West, South, it don't make no difference where you're from. You know, we need each other.
Gaither's story is now in print as Army veteran Barry Brown and Ted Etlich joined forces to write a book about Gaither.
I'm amazed. Every day I wake up and I'm amazed when I just think that 400, almost 500 people have bought this book. I didn't think it would be as well as yourself. I just didn't think it would. I just didn't think people would do it.
Many of Gaither's players have gone on to play college and pro ball. But beyond their successes on the field and the court, Gaither says he's even more proud of the men they have become.
You're accountable for what you teach young guys. The way you teach it, the way you handle yourself, the way you live your life. Because at the end of the day, they're watching you.
For Veterans Voices, I'm Jermaine Farrell.
Now, if you'd like to buy a copy of Coach Gaither's book, you can buy it on Amazon. If you'd like to watch Jermaine's full interview with Coach Gaither, you can find that attached to the story on our website, WFXRTV.com. John?